I got a Bears draft update. What's up, guys? Swift here, covering everything Chicago Bears with daily videos and updates. Today it's college football Saturday again, and a big one. We are also heading down the stretch of the NFL season with the Bears controlling their own destiny towards a top 5 pick in the upcoming NFL draft. College football playoffs are on the line this weekend, especially after USC's loss last night. There are a few big games that Ryan Poles will either be attending or watching very closely. And then I have some updates on who to root for tomorrow in the NFL games in concerns to our draft position. Let's get right into it. The biggest game of the day is at 3 p.m. Central, LSU at Georgia. Tons of big time talent in this one, and a lot of guys who will be in the NFL next year. Jalen Carter is one of the biggest names in the draft and popularly mocked and talked about by Bear fans. He would be a perfect fit at 3 Tech and elevate this defense by himself. If you haven't got a chance to watch him yet, today is a great day to check him out. Other talented NFL prospects in this game all over the place, including on LSU's side as well, headlined by wide receiver Kayshon Boutte, pass rusher BJ Ojulari, and many more. This is a huge game as these two teams battle for the SEC championship. Another big game with playoff spot on the line is number 3 TCU taking on number 10 Kansas State. I always love watching battles between top 10 teams. This one features possibly the best wide receiver in the country, TCU's Quentin Johnston. He has taken the nation by storm this year and is a huge part of TCU's high-flying offense. And he should be a guy Bear fans keep an eye on in the Big 12 championship game. For anyone wanting to check out two of my favorite Bears draft targets, be sure to tune into the ACC championship game tonight at 7 p.m. Central as Clemson battles North Carolina. Clemson's defensive line features two potential top 10 picks in defensive tackle Brian Bresee and edge rusher Miles Murphy. Bresee is possibly my favorite target if the Bears don't land a top 5 pick. He would be a perfect fit at 3 Tech on this defensive line and a consolation prize to any team who misses out on Jalen Carter. North Carolina also has potentially Jordan Silvera's favorite wide receiver in the class, Josh Downs. Check him out as well. And then finally, for the draft pick watchers out there, I have updates on who to root for tomorrow and what games to keep an eye on. First up is the Jags and Lions game. Both teams have 4 wins, so either team winning helps the Bears out. However, since Detroit is already probably getting a top 5 pick from the Rams, I do not want them to have 2 picks in the top 10, so I'm rooting for the Lions to win. I hate to say it, but the most important game tomorrow when it comes to our draft position is the Bears-Packers game, our own game. I won't be rooting for the Packers, but just so everyone is aware, a win takes us from a pick in the 2 to 4 range down to 9 to 12, and possibly outside of the top 10. A loss keeps us in line for a top 3 pick and knocks the Packers out of the top 10. Next up, we have the Falcons and Steelers game. The Falcons have 5 wins, the Steelers have 4. Either one helps, but the Steelers help more. Go Steelers. The Broncos-Ravens game is probably the biggest thing to pull for on the day. Would be for Russ to get cooking and the Broncos to pull up an upset win over the Ravens. The Broncos have only 3 wins and are in line for a top 3 pick if they can't get things going. A Broncos win helps the Bears directly. On top of that, a Ravens loss would help out the second round pick. I'm still rooting for the Ravens to fall apart down the stretch and miss out on the playoffs. Then we have the Texans-Browns game. The interesting one here is the Texans actually own the Browns' first-round pick as well from the Watson trade, and Watson makes his debut against his former team tomorrow. I don't see us having any shot at the number 1 overall pick, so I will pull for the Browns in this one, but either team winning helps us a little. If we beat the Packers, though, we definitely want the Browns to win. And then in the Seahawks-Rams game, we really want the Rams to win. The Rams currently have a top 4 pick that belongs to the Detroit Lions next year, and they are without Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, and Aaron Donald, possibly the rest of the season. On top of that, their pick is going to the Lions, so we do not want the Lions to get a top 3 pick. We need the Rams to win a couple of games. Then we have the Raiders-Chargers game. We want the Raiders to beat the Chargers. The Raiders winning their last 2 games has taken them from the number 2 overall pick to the number 9 pick, but they still hold the tiebreaker over the Bears and only have one more win than us, so we can fall out of the top 10 if we beat the Packers and the Raiders lose this one. Root for the Raiders yet again. Then we have the Colts and Cowboys game. The Colts have 4 wins so far and a tie, so currently they are 1.5 games ahead of us in wins. That means if we beat the Packers this week, we still can't pass the Colts, who currently pick 14th. We still want the Colts to win another game or 2 this year, so if the Colts pull out a win in this one, it's not a bad thing, but it's not a big deal either, especially if we lose. And then lastly, we have the Saints and Bucks game. This is a weird one. These teams are battling for a division lead at 4-8 and 5-6. Currently, the Saints are in line for the number 6 overall picks, but the Bucks are all the way down at 19th because they lead their division and are currently in the playoffs at 5-6. I'm pulling for the Saints to win this one. If the Bears lose and the Saints lose, the Saints will jump us in draft order and we will pick after them. So go Saints on Monday Night Football. That's all for today. I still have an offensive line report coming tonight. I will be live for a watch along during the game tomorrow. Also, I started a brand new YouTube channel today, Swift Digital Entertainment. I will be posting a weekly video highlighting new movies and shows that are on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and other streaming services. I, like many of you, love watching movies and good shows with my girl in my free time. We spend a lot of time watching trailers and looking for new things to watch, and I had a good idea, so I will be posting some movie and TV related content on the new channel. Link will be in the description for anyone interested. Drop a sub if you watch new movies and shows. I also have a gaming channel that I started years before my sports channel, never really posted much on there, and I haven't had time for video games since I started this channel. However, I am playing a new game that just dropped, and it's a cinematic experience for sure, called the Callisto Protocol. Not going to shove those in your face or take anything away from what I do here, but did want to quickly mention it just in case any of you were interested in checking out the other videos I will be dropping. Always looking to improve my craft and get better. Thanks to everyone who watches. Please hit the like button for me, and until next time, bear down.